All right, so we saw how to reword a commit, and you can do that with multiple commits. Instead of just pick for each one, you can replace it with reword if you wanted to reword all of them. But what I want to do next is focus on combining. Let's do these two, where I have add bootstrap, and then whoops, forgot to add bootstrap JavaScript script. So in this example, or in this commit, I added a CSS file for bootstrap, and then in this next commit, I realized I had forgotten to add the JavaScript script. So two things that really both should be part of add bootstrap. So I want the contents of both commits. I don't want to just delete this, but I want to get rid of that message. I don't want to have a moment in history where you see this change. I want it to be incorporated in this commit. So we have an option to do that. We can use fix up, a different command, which basically says use the contents of this commit, but meld it or mush it into the previous commit and get rid of its commit message. So that's what I want. I want to just get rid of this commit message, take the contents of the commit and mush it together with this one. So I'll show you that now. I need to figure out how far back I want to rebase. I'll just do 9 again. We don't need to, but sure, 9. So it opens this up, and I need to find the one that I want to fix up. So it says it's like squash, which will use the commit but meld it into the previous commit. But this time, if we use fix up, it also discards the commit's log message. So squash does not do that. I tend not to use squash. I tend to use fix up. If I want to combine commits, I probably want to only keep one commit message, but keep the contents of both. Okay, so we'll start here. Pick that. Fine, keep it. Pick that. That means keep it, right? Don't change. Pick, add bootstrap. I don't want to change that either. But this one here, I'm going to change to fix up, or just F. But again, I'm going to type the whole thing out. So fix up, and then save. And this will take the commit from before and add this commit onto that one. So take the contents of this commit, which I think it was just a single JavaScript line, and add that on to this commit, and then just get rid of this commit message. So I'll show you when I close this. We're going to get rid of this file, or X out, after I save. Go back to our terminal. Successfully rebased. Okay, so get status. We're still in the same branch. Nothing has really changed, at least not obviously. But if I do a git log, one line, take a look. We just have add bootstrap. So that makes it seem like we deleted the commit that came after it. I don't see it here, but I'm telling you the contents are still included. I can prove that to you. I guess if I go to GitHub and I take a look at what we did in that commit, if I look at this, forgot to add bootstrap JS commit, it was just this line. So line 14, 15, 16 of the HTML file, although that will change, but it's this script. This is going to be really annoying, but you can see script, CDN, JS deliver, anonymous, whatever you want to look at there. If I open up my project locally, I still see that script. It's going to be down here, right there. CDN, JS deliver, anonymous. It's the same contents of that commit, but that commit is now mushed in. It's gone from our local machine. It's still on GitHub, but I don't have that commit with that message. Whoops, forgot to add bootstrap JS script. I combined that. I fixed it up, so it was right here, right? This one. Whoops, forgot to add bootstrap JS script. Smushed it in with add bootstrap, and we end up with just one streamlined commit for those two commits. So all the changes are still there. We just have one simplified commit that says add bootstrap. I could also rename this if I wanted to reword it. I could say add bootstrap CSS and JS, and it's totally up to me. Now, as a consequence, by doing that, once again, all of these commits that come after it are going to be new. So that pick command just means keep the contents, keep everything you can from this commit, but it may end up that we need to remake that commit if something changes before it. So we change this this commit here. So this has a new hash. Add top navbar DE1. In the previous video, or at the beginning of this one, add top navbar was 71B. So all the subsequent commits have changed. All right, so I'll do one more example. We have all of these right here. Fix another navbar typo, fix navbar typos, add top navbar. If I want to combine, I could combine these two. They both are just fixing typos in the navbar. I could do that. Or I could combine all three of these and just have one add top navbar if I wanted to. So why don't I try that? So we'll do the same thing. Now, if I do a get rebase 9 this time, head tilde 9, that results in an error because the number of commits that I have has changed, right? I have one fewer. So I'm going to do 8. Alrighty. So what am I going to do here? We'll fix up, minimize that, these here. Fix navbar typos, fix another navbar typo. I'm going to do a fix up and another fix up. So both of them will be smushed into the previous commit. And those messages will be lost, just gone, but the contents of both will be included. So I fixed, I'll show you the typos, they're not exciting, but I fixed 2 typos and then 1 typo here. I'm just going to include that all when I created the navbar. All right, so right now we have those 2 commits about fixing typos. I'm going to close out. Okay, it looks good here. And if I do a git log 1 line, now it just says add top navbar. Commit hash changed, but we no longer have those other 2 typo commits. They are gone, but I promise you the changes are still there. I'll quickly prove that and then end the video. So if I go back to one of them, how about fix another navbar typo? I had navbar with 2 R's and I fixed it to have 1 R. All right, so that change is still here. It's just been moved into a different commit. It's been smushed. If I find that line, which is right here, that typo has been fixed. Navbar with 1 R. And the other commit, navbar here, navbar typos, I've changed link that had 2 Ks to have 1 K. So if I show you that, right, it is right here, it has 1 K. So those changes were not deleted. They're still there. All the code from whatever commit that I fixed up, that's still included. It's just smushed into the previous commit, and the commit message is gone. So that's super useful. I have cleaned up my history significantly already. Right? This is a lot easier to look at and understand what I was doing. One thing, though, that we probably want to do is get rid of this commit, and I'll show you how to do that next.